So I thought a lot about talking about this story because I know it kind of makes me sound a little nuts. But when I was a kid, and I'm telling the full story because in the end of the story, and maybe it's just, I don't know if it's my memory being faulty. It was a long time ago, but anyway, so I'm just going to tell the full story. There was a story going around in my class, or maybe the kids knew I liked scary stories as a kid. I still do. Of a ghost chain, and I was a very young kid. This is kid bullshit. This is what the boys do, and we tell stupid stories to one another. Apparently, it sounds like someone else's story, but believe me, it was mine. It's just been so long ago. So the ghost chain that apparently goes down the street at night, and you can hear, or whatever. I don't even remember the details, but and yeah, I'm not prone to imagining things, and this happened a long time ago, and I've never had any kind of ghostly bullshit in my life, and I still kind of withhold a ghosts are mostly nonsense kind of mindset, maybe completely nonsense. But anyway, I could hear this thing coming from a distance, and you could hear the chain. It would drag once, and you would hear a whistle, what? But it sounded like thousands of people doing that at once. It was pretty chilling, and then the chain would drag, and then you hear the whistle. I'm whistling poorly, but it's late. I don't want to wake up the house. But anyway, yeah, the chain would drag, and you hear the whistle, and it scared me. So I remember getting down from the bunk bed. Maybe I was in the bunk bed at the time. I don't remember. And running to the other side of the house because the window, the window's here next to the bed, and I was pretty close to the street, and I was not looking out there. I had no interest. And I got down, and I went to the other side of the house, and eventually, it would take it'd take some time. It would go away. But, it wouldn't get much quieter going to the other side of the house. It was weird. And no one else heard it but me. And eventually, and I think that it happened again. But, the other time, it was like a vocals. It was like a, oh, between each of the drags. There's thousands of voices. So, and then eventually at school, they told me it was all just a joke, but they didn't do any of that. I'm not prone to imagining. So yeah, I don't know. What do you make of that as a grown adult? Because I've never experienced anything else, and I've always kind of thought, ghosts, very interesting, but nah, scientifically ridiculous. But that one thing in my life, it's very strange, and maybe it could have been the power of the imagination in that one moment in my life, and it never manifested ever again like that ever. So I don't know. It's fascinating though. Anyway, ghost stories, if you got them, tell them. I don't give a shit if they're real or not. I like to be entertained.